Welcome back. I would like to share this progression update with you as there was not much guidance in the last video where to take the build after leveling. So let's see what we've done with the build at level 84. In less than 1 second we dealt over 1 million damage, using only one cast on Ignite with a 4-link comet. Our resists are not maxed, but can be with better equipment. Our energy shield is also a bit on the low side, and our maximum fire resistance is terrible. We are still using 3 socket gems with only one 4-socket spell. Our flame walls are level 1, because our fire resistance is low and the extra mana cost would damage us too much when we cast. This is the same reason for choosing Inspiration, to lower Infernal Flame cost. Solar Orb is still only 3 socket, and still requires overabundance. The curses we have are used separately for bossing and mapping, and Essence Drain is used exclusively for mapping. Contagion may provide some support if there are many monsters, like in a breach, but now we have unlimited demon stacks, we don't need to rely on this as much as when we were leveling. Now over to our inventory, where the real magic happens. We still prioritize reduced charges on our flask, and our items serve only to give us resistances. If we can get attributes, mana, or energy shield, these are a bonus. Our armor has been changed to one of the new unique items, Sacrosanctum. This armor is primarily for recouping the damage we deal to ourselves through Infernal Flame. Make sure you have sockets in the one you get. We have had to sacrifice one of our rings, because our resistances were negative. The amulet now has some spell skill levels, but most importantly we have extra damage recoup as life. In the tree, our From Nothing jewel allows us to take the Hail Heart skill node, which greatly increases our flask recovery. A jewel that allows allocation in range of Unwavering Stance will also grant us Hail Heart. Our anointment on our amulet is still Heavy Drinker, which is the strongest source of flask duration on the tree, so has a big impact on our flask sustain. Due to our low life but high recovery, we can tank many small hits, but this may get us stun locked. This stun recovery makes it so we can actually survive long enough to jump away. Across the rest of the tree, we take almost every flask, energy, and damage recoup node available to us on the path. Pliable Flesh is useful for our build, as it increases the speed of recoup, and allows us to reach our maximum rate quicker. We take the Seething Body Ascendancy third, which gives us an intermittent damage bonus, but is our best option at this point in our progression. After getting our 4th Ascendancy, we were ready to take Mastered Darkness, although in this setup, you must have the belt to take this node. If you don't, then you won't be able to sustain demon form. Because we are finally getting our infinite spell damage, we are able to use our Solar Orb in maps to clear white mobs, and no longer need to spam it against bosses. Just make sure there are 2 active when the boss spawns to delete them. That's a quick overview and showcase. Now I would like to explain some of the interactions in more detail. Firstly, our belt, the Gnashing Sash, is bugged, but don't worry. This bug doesn't affect us. It's a bug which allows you to stay overflowed even after removing the belt. For this reason, the price of the belt has skyrocketed, as people are using it to pre-buff themselves like they're using Call to Arms in Diablo. If this interaction is changed so the overflow is removed when the belt is taken off, I believe the price will fall dramatically. If this is never changed and it remains a pre-buff item, then we may have to make alternative budget versions using Mask of the Stitched Demon to sustain our demon form. When we finally get our hands on one, we must constantly use our flask, as it will not stack, like when we were using Eternal Youth. If we don't press our flask for a second when we have hundreds of stacks, we will be dropped to 1 life. And because the belt drains our life, this can kill us. So we must be very careful, as we can easily fall over if we don't press the flask in time. The armor simply allows us to recoup energy shield, as well as life, when we take damage. This effect does not see much use in maps, unless we take a wallop, but during the boss when we are spamming Comet, the extra recovery on energy shield keeps the damage away from our life pool, although the damage recoup to life will not apply until we lose our overflow from the Gnashing Sash. I will also mention our new gem setup. As you noticed, we are only using 2 cast on Ignites. We would like more, but we are still progressing and haven't reached our final form. No matter how many we have, our flame walls must be level 1. This is because the extra mana cost will be converted into damage taken for us, due to Infernal Flame. The lower we can keep our mana cost, the less damage we will take, which is why we use Inspiration in our Comet link. The reason for 3 flame walls is that Flame Wall has a limit of 3 active walls at any time, so to override this limit and reapply our ignited ground, we must cast at least 3 each time. I'd also like to briefly cover another of the strange interactions from our build. Solar Orb ignites as though dealing the stated damage. In practice, this means the energy we gain from Solar Orb is based on if it hit as though dealing the stated damage, which for our purposes of energy generation, ignores all sources of penetration, exposure, or lowered resistances. When looking to improve on this build further, there are many ways to do so. Leveling up past 84 is a good start, ideally as high as possible. Investing into crit through Maligaro's Virtuosity gloves will also boost our comets. Eventually, we could also use Original Sin with our Bringer of Flame Ascendancy to convert our elemental damage to chaos, and then allow that chaos damage to cause ignites. We may then take advantage of Wither to increase all of our damage from the comets we spawn with cast on Ignite. Another strange interaction with Solar Orb is that the Ignite will receive any damage bonuses from the stat, gain as extra damage. This is a multiplicative damage increase, and is easy to get with support gems and a few skill points. Through Volatility, we can damage ourselves to gain more damage when we crit, and recoup the damage we take. Lastly, I would like to share an old tip some of you may remember from Diablo 2, called stat bugging. Basically, the stats on an item can be used to equip itself. If we use other items to boost our stat in the first place, then remove them again afterwards. We can wear any equipment without wasting extra stat points. Because our items give us extra, we want to make use of them. Demon Form is still looking strong. Although it is probably one of the hardest builds to both set up and play, it is also one of the most rewarding, and gives us many benefits early on in the leveling process, as seen in the most recent leveling guide. Well, that's all we have for now. Hopefully this gives some of you a direction of where to take your Demon Infernalist build, or inspire ideas for other things. Either way, I hope you are enjoying our updates. Once we level up and farm some more, we will take on the T4 bosses and share exactly how we do it. With it being Easter, I wish you all a wonderful day. Share it with the ones you love. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.